Good morning. Try to press your hands against your knees to pull your chest forward a little bit more. Drop your shoulders down. Drop your chin towards your chest. But keep your heart lifted. Start to expand the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And start to just gaze down at the tip of your nose. And while we're sitting here in a comfortable seat, maybe set an intention for your practice this morning. Giving yourself some love in here today, as the music says. And if you'd like to start taking a little bit of movement now, chest comes forward, and then pull back away from your knees, rounding your spine. Inhale, pull your chest forward. Exhale, keep the same intention with you. Keep your gaze towards the tip of your nose. Inhale, reach your heart through. Exhale, start to explore, making circles in your body. Circle in one direction. And circle in the opposite direction. And then find yourself into a comfortable seat once again in the center of your mat, but release your hands behind you, shake out your legs, and switch the cross of the legs. Adjust yourself back into that comfortable seat where you're slightly in front of your sitting bones. Hands are pressing back to the thighs once again. Lift the chest up. And then take your chin to your chest as you exhale, scooping out your belly. Inhale, rise up. Now sit just slightly in front of your sitting bones. We got another entry. And then take your right hand off to the right side. We're sitting in a comfortable seat, Michelle. Up and over to the right side. Just mute yourself. Good, come back up center. Just mute yourself. And up and over to the left side. Come back up to the center. Take your right arm behind you. Start a nice little twist. Fingers down, chest up. Drop the shoulders down. Take your right arm up and lean over to the left side. Keep the right hip grounded to the earth. Right arm across. Lift your chest up. Roll back again off your sitting bones. Pull the belly to the spine. Relax your chin down to your chest. Inhale, lift your heart through and take your left hand behind you. Look over your left shoulder. Drop the shoulders down. Use the breath to lengthen your spine and use the arm to help twist a little deeper. Left arm up and over, lean to the side, keep your left hip connected to the earth. Exhale, left hand crosses over right, lift your chest up. Roll back again off your sitting bones. And then rise back up in front of your sitting bones, arms behind your back, palms together, knuckles down, chest lifts. See if you can push down enough that you lift even maybe your hips off the floor, pointing your pubic bone down, excuse me. And then exhale, bring your chin to your chest. Release your arms, bring them in front of you. Walk yourselves forward, take a breath, and roll over your hands and knees, or to your hands and knees. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And wag your tails a little side to side. Again, through that little circular motion, now adding a little bit more of the hip into it. So a little bit of a small dancing lion to start, and then gather yourself into a longer span. Spread your fingers, bring your heart, your chest forward. Start to move in spaces that make sense to you, and then reverse it. What what makes sense to you right now in this part of our practice, right? It may be different at the end of practice, maybe it's been different 5 minutes ago. So start to make some bigger circles if it makes sense. And then take this into a forward and back child's pose to a kind of a hybrid upward cobra, dog, whatever you want to call it. Just shifting forward and back, heart lifts, exhale, push back. We're going to take one more to a child's pose and then come forward to that modified cobra or up dog. Our hips are on the floor or our legs are on the floor and we rock a little side to side here now. Pushing the ground away with the heel of your hands, lifting your heart up. Breathe and expand. And as you exhale, toes together, sit back to your heels. Reach all the way out with your arms and all the way back with your hips. Head down towards the floor. Shoulders relax away from the ears. Inhale, breathe across the spaces from your shoulder to shoulder, from your rib to rib, from your hip to hip. Inhale and exhale. Climbing back up to your hands and knees. Tuck your toes underneath you. Keep your knees wide, it's okay. And come into a very soft, easy downward dog. Hips up in the air, chest towards your thighs, head hangs down, shake out your head a little bit, yes and no. Maybe make circles with the crown of the head to the floor, circling in both directions. And just let go of any tension in your neck. Breathe in, breathe out, pressing the chest towards your thighs. Walk your hands to your feet at the back of your mat, keeping the feet as wide as the edges of your mat. So your pinky toes are on the edge of your mat. And just sway a little side to side here now, finding a little bit more hamstring. And then find yourself once again to the center. Just look up. Draw the chin to the chest, belly to spine, pelvic floor muscles lift up. Roll through your spine. Let your arms drag with you. Roll the shoulders back and around a couple times. Take a big breath in, bring the arms all the way overhead. Interlace your fingers, palms to the ceiling, ribs towards hips. Reach out of your waistline and just sway a little side to side. And then find yourself in the center in a comfortable space, lifting out of the rib cage. Take your arms and separate them. Take the right arm across the left, to the left I should say. Lift your heart up. Good, ground through your feet, nice and energetic. Rise up, inhale. Over to the left side, left arm crosses the body in a Abhaya Mudra. Inhale, arms up. Lift your heart up, expand your chest. Lengthen yourself up and over, and exhale, fold down in between your two legs. Hang your head, sway. Place your hands on your shins and lengthen your spine once again. Nice flat back, crown of the head to the tailbone. Now sit back as you're going to sit into a chair. Keep the weight in the heels of the foot, so your knee is over the ankle. You're not putting pressure into the knee. Reach the right arm out, bicep by the ear. Left arm out, bicep by the ear. Dropping your seat down, pushing down through the floor. Then rise all the way up to standing. Arch your back, lift your heart. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, come down to the floor in between your two feet. Sway a little side to side. Make your way back to center. Hands on your shins, lengthen your spine, crown of the head to your tailbone, sit your weight back. This time take your arms out to the sides, reach your fingers in two directions, drop your weight back. And then bring the arms by your side, behind you, palms facing each other like a downhill skier. And maybe rise up onto your tippy toes. Say hello to your quadricep morning. Good. Now this time I want you to just straighten the legs and fold over, hands to the floor. Lower your heels and sway a little side to side. Climb onto those fingertips, lengthen your spine. Slowly walking your hands out in front of you. You're still in a wide leg, so you've got your downward dog, but your pinky edges of your toes are on the edges of your mat. Lift up onto those toes, pull your knees up. Come to a high plank. Resist the earth, puff up the upper back, pull the knees up, belly into your spine. Lower the right knee. Turn onto your left side. Left foot comes out to the side, left arm comes up. Placing your foot down on the floor, so now the pinky edge is on the floor. Look down at your right hand and bring yourself up to kneeling, gate pose. Arms reaching in two sides. So you're facing the left side of your mat. Left arm down your left thigh, right arm up and over. Right arm reaches out, right arm down. Left arm, left leg, reach up. Maybe the left arm goes over, flex your foot. Use that outer hip to really lift up. Some of you were with me yesterday. We did a little outer hip work, which you may still remember. Bend your knee, grab a hold of the foot, shin, or ankle. Start with the heel to your buttocks. And then if you want, kick the foot away from your buttocks. Get a little bit more back extension, a little bit more hip extension. Breathe. And open up the chest and shoulders as well. As you exhale, release the leg, release the arm. Left leg goes back down to the floor. Turn your hands down to the floor. Turn yourself to the floor. Right knee is tucked under. Left leg is on the floor behind you. And then lift up and to bring the right knee to the chest. Plank. Right leg in the air. Downward facing dog. Open up that right hip and kick it out a couple times. Circle it. Make exploration into the hip, the knee, the ankle, the toes. And then place both feet back on the floor as wide as the mat. Chest towards your thighs. Come forward and lower the left knee to the floor. Spin yourself over towards your right side of your mat. Right foot on the floor. Right arm up in the air. Lift your heart up. Breathe. Oh, I didn't time myself. Right arm up. Right leg down. Good. Now reach up for gate pose. Right arm down the right side of the leg. Left arm up and over. Don't crunch into your right side. Stay lifted. Inhale, reach back up. Left arm's going to come down. Right arm and right leg you're going to lift up. Maybe the right arm comes up and over your head. Press out of your hip. And then bend your top knee, grab foot, shin, or ankle. Start with the heel towards the buttocks. So you'll stretch the quads and the hip flexors. And then kick your foot into your hand, a little bit more back extension, a little bit more hip flexor. Open up your shoulder as well. One more big breath. As you exhale, release hand and foot. Right foot to the floor. Right arm down on the floor. Turn yourself squared. Right foot behind you. Tuck the toes under. Lift the left knee to your chest. Plank. Downward dog. Three-legged in the air. Left leg opens up. Kick it open. Move through some circles if it feels okay. And then turn your hips squared. Four on the floor. Downward facing dog. Now bring your feet about hips width apart. Do some hinging plank dog. So come forward to plank. Push your hips back up in the air dog. Come forward to plank. Can you engage your quadricep muscles? Lift the knees up, chest to thighs. Let's hang in a plank this time. Hold it here. Resist the earth. A little rounding in the upper back. Look forward. Let the knees come down to the floor. Let the chin and chest come to the floor. Elbows hug the rib cage. Then push yourself forward and through low cobra. Exhale, come down. Inhale, low cobra. Seat to heels, toes tuck. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Soften the knees. Take a little walk to the front of your mat. Coming into a standing forward bend. Wherever you are comfortable here, let it be. Sway a little side to side. And then just melt into the center. Grab opposite elbows and hang your body. See where you go with this. Can you bend your knees? Do you need to bend your knees? Do you need a block on your hand, under your hands? Do you want your hands on your shins? Or are you able to straighten your legs? If you can straighten your legs, great. Go for it. Just don't hyperextend those knees, so keep them in line with the hip, not behind it. And then switch the cross of your arms so that you have a less habitual arm in front now. My guess. And then hang through center. Relax the arms and let them dangle. Let the weight of your head be heavy as you start to roll up through your spine. Last thing that comes up is your head. And then the shoulders roll back and around a couple times. Bring your arms up over your head, inhale. Bring the hands to prayer and bring the prayer to your heart as you bring your feet to touch. Inhale. Bend your knees as you exhale, weight back into your heels, back into a chair pose with your feet together. If that's not for you, then take your feet apart. And then take the arms back by your side, palms facing each other, and then lift up onto your toes, dip your chest, stay here, and maybe bring your arms back out in front of you, biceps by the ears, and then exhale, forward fold, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Halfway lift, inhale. Melt and fold, exhale, head towards your shins. Halfway lift, inhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, step to a high plank. Stay here or go to your knees as you lower through Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog, heart lifts up. Downward facing dog, hips lift up. Breathe in and breathe out. Pressing the weight back away from your hands towards your heels. Bring your feet closer together. Take your right leg in the air, three-legged. Right foot steps into the front of your mat. Turn your left foot on its side. Just get your bearings. Heel to heel or heel to instep alignment. Draw that right hip in towards the midline. And then rise up to stand, face front as you open up into Warrior Two, exhale. Now straighten front leg and knee, and arms, And then bend the knee, reach in two directions. Just adjust yourself, start to feel it. Because I think right now a lot of us are not working with mirrors. So we have to kind of feel where we are in space. So feel that you're pulling that arm back, left arm back and right arm forward, but stacking our shoulders over the hips. Feel that your upper thighs are spreading outward while the inner thighs are closing inward. And your knee is over second, third toe. Breathe in. Warrior Two as you exhale. Now I want you to straighten your arms and legs and just turn a quarter turn. Exhale, arms out, shoulder height. We're going to turn the left toes to the left and bend into Warrior Two, facing the other side. So you may not see, I'm looking towards the mirror, but I would normally be looking towards my left hand. Now pump it out once, and then rebend. Looking towards your left hand, reaching a little bit more back with your right hand, and a little bit more forward with your left hand. Dropping that left hip, right hip under. Outer thighs spread away from each other, inner thighs squeeze inward. One more breath. Exhale, inhale, arms come up to center. We're going to turn to face the front of the room and step back into vinyasa. All the way through, upward dog, downward dog, hips up in the air. Feet together. Left leg in the air. Left leg steps through. Right foot turns on its side, so I kind of eyeball myself before I even start to come up. And I rise up and open up into Warrior Two, facing the right side of my mat. Back out of it once. And rebend. Reach in two directions. Don't let that knee pull inward, right? Really fire up your muscles in your big muscles that we know about. We know where they are, the biggest we have in our body. Pull back and pull forward at the same time. One more breath. Inhale, straighten the arms and legs, turn a quarter turn to your right side. Open the arms shoulder height, right foot turns to the right. Bend the knee, Warrior Two. Pump it out once, arms and legs straighten. And then rebend, right knee. Pull back, shoulders stack over hips. Think about your feet are grounded into that mat, and you're really working at opening your hips out to the side while squeezing your inner thighs at the same time. I know it's a lot. Breathe in, breathe out. Arms come up, straighten. As you exhale, we turn back to face the front of the room and we step through a vinyasa. All the way through, or skip it, or add to it. Downward dog. Hips up in the air. Chest towards your thighs. Use this time to recover, and if it's not enough, go to your knees. Bring your feet together and take your left leg in the air. Step your left leg through. We've done this. We just did this. Turn your right foot on its side. Windmill open to Warrior Two as you exhale. Straighten arms and legs. Turn a quarter turn. And as you exhale, right leg bends, warrior two, facing the back of the mat. Breathe. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, windmill down. Step back, Chaturanga Dandasana, your way. Up and down dogs, hips up in the air. Right leg in the air. Step it through. Warrior two, facing the left side of your mat. Open up. Inhale, rise up to center. Exhale, warrior two, facing the back of your mat. Inhale, rise up to center. Exhale, vinyasa, face the front of the mat. Take it through, add on, skip, your choice, down dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Feet together. Right leg in the air. Right leg steps through. Left leg turns down, open up, warrior two as you exhale. Straighten your front leg. Shorten the back foot, so move it in a little bit. Move your hips to your left side. Reach your torso to the front. Reach out as far as you can go. Right arm's going to come down. Inside, outside, foot shin or block triangle pose. Lift up from the bottom side of your body. Pull your knees up. Stay nice and strong. Try to stack your shoulders over your hip or over each other. So imagine that your left side of your body is leaning against a wall. Knees up. Big breath. Look down at your toes. Inhale, rise up. Face the center, two arms, two legs up straight. Turn your left toes to the left. Re-widen if you need to. Warrior two. Straighten up. Bring the back foot in once or twice. Move your hips to the right. Move your torso to the left. Reach out as far as you can. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Stack your shoulders. Lift your kneecaps up. Spread your upper thighs outward. Squeeze your inner thighs inward. Imagine that your right side of the body is on a wall. One more breath. Look down. Rise up, face the center, arms up. Turn to the front and take your vinyasa. You know what to do here. You can modify, you can add on, you can skip the whole thing, meet in downward dog or child's pose. Feet together. Left leg in the air. Step it through. Warrior two, facing the right side of your mat. Exhale. Straighten up. Bring that back foot in once. Maybe twice. Reach out. Triangle pose. We just came out of this pose. Same side. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Couple more breaths here. Just the first time we come to a pose, I like to hold it a little longer. I want you to find the things that you're going to need to find a little quicker when we do this pose next time. Rise up on the inhale, arms up. Exhale, turn your right toes to the right. Make the adjustment in your back foot as you need. Warrior two. So I always kind of notice that my shoulders are kind of pulled back a little bit on the right side. So I just try to adjust it through my torso so everything is pointing towards the front. Breathe in. Now straighten the front leg. Heel toe the back foot in if it's necessary. If not, go for it. Reach out as far as you can. Right arm down, left arm up. Stacking shoulders, lifting hips, opening up. Knees are strongly lifting, engaging your quadriceps. Lift from the bottom side of your body. Eye gaze can be up or down. Inhale, come back to standing. Arms and legs straight. Exhale, face the front of the room and vinyasa. Front of your mat. Might not be the front of your room. Downward dog, hips up in the air. Walk your doggy from side to side. Right leg in the air, nice and high. Right leg steps through. Left foot turns, warrior two, open up. Exhale. I'm going to change it up a bit. You might see the back of my body for a little bit. Inhale, straighten arms and legs, turn your toes. Heel toe the back foot in, come back. Let's do triangle from here. Right arm down, left arm up. Reach, 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 reach. Reach out of your torso. Now look down at your right foot. Either put your left hand on your hip or keep it up. Soften the front knee. You might need a block in front of you. Ardha Chandrasana coming off the floor. Almost the same as triangle. except our left leg is lifted in the air. So same stacking of shoulders, same bringing that back and shoulder against the wall, nice and strong into your arms and legs. Any variations that you take are always welcome for one more breath. Now bring your left hand on your hip, I fell. Bend your right knee. Return to warrior two as you exhale. Straighten arms and legs, quarter turn. Take your left toes to the left warrior two, exhale. Straighten back, arms and legs, toes turn. Bring the back foot in a little bit, turn your left toes back, warrior, triangle, left side, breathe. Inhale. Lifting out of your torso and exhale. Look down at your toes. Rise back up. Soften through the front knee. Left hand's going to come to the floor. I'm going to turn this way just for a second so you can hear me, and then I'll flip it back. Left foot and left hand on the floor or a block. Maybe your knee is on the floor. Stacking your shoulders, stacking your hips, right arm comes up. Breathe in, breathe out. Ardha Chandrasana, left side on the floor. Breathe in. Now listen carefully, guys. One more breath. We're going to turn to the back of the mat and step into your vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. So you're facing the back of your mat, feet together. Right leg in the air. Right leg steps through, windmill open, warrior two. As you exhale, you're facing the left side of your mat. Straighten arms and legs, heel toe the back foot in. Turn it back to your triangle on your right side. Right arm down, left arm up. Stacking shoulders, stacking hips, pulling knees up, staying nice and strong. Inhale and exhale. Now place your left hand on your hip. I didn't do this on the other side, so I apologize. Bend your right knee. I'm going to move back just a bit. And reach your right hand in front of you. Kick that left leg up. Open out to the side. Ardha Chandrasana, second variation. So if you do anything else, if you take a prayer, if you take a bind, one or two arms off the floor, or stay where you are, even putting your knee onto the floor. Take another breath. As you exit this pose, left hand to your hip, right knee bends. I want you to find warrior two once again, facing the left side of your mat. Inhale up. Good. Exhale, windmill around to the front. Step back, chaturanga, up and down dogs, hips in the air. Left leg in the air. Left leg steps, warrior two, open up. Exhale. Inhale, straighten arms and legs. Heel toe the back foot in. Triangle pose, left arm down, right arm up. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Look down at your foot. Right hand to your hip or out. Left hand comes forward. Right leg comes up. We spin open. Right arm comes up. Any variation that you did. I'm flipping this around a little bit more, so we're going to finish this here on this side. Flex your foot. To come out of this, right hand to hip, we return to warrior two. Open up. Exhale. Straighten arms and legs right here. Stay facing that right side of your mat. Hands to your heart center. Take a forward fold in between your two legs. Shift your weight a little side to side. Hang your head down in between your 2 feet. Relax your shoulders. Climb to fingertips. And exhale, fold. Now rise back up to your fingertips. Bend your right knee. Any variation of skandasana. So you can take a bind. You can sit lower. I can't sit lower for my body, all right? But if you have a full skandasana, getting your heel down, hips back, or you need to modify and sit on a block, or all you want to do is just kind of bend that right knee a little bit, that's okay too. Any variations that you're doing here, I welcome, you should welcome. Breathe in, breathe out. And then let's just take it over to the other side. Now you may feel a little different on one side than the other, and that's of course natural, right? Very normal for us. Come back to center and fold in between your legs. Walk it around to the front of your mat. Release your right knee to the floor. So you should have your left foot forward and your right knee on the floor. But you're not sitting on top of your right knee, right? You're just above it, as they say, superior. And then begin to straighten your left leg. Fold over that left shin. Head to shin. Square off your shoulders and hips. Maybe you're going to lift your toes up today. Again, I'll give you, this is the weekend of Yogi's Choice, right? I don't always give you a choice. So I want you to do you. Fold over. And then come on back up. Turn your right toes to the left. Left arm inside. Right arm opens up. And let's take a bind here. Right arm behind your back. Left arm underneath your hip. And if you can't get the full bind, release the bottom arm and just keep it on the floor. Lift your chest up, up, up. Breathe. One more big breath. As you release, left hand down, right arm up. Take both hands inside of left foot and turn your right foot back around to the front. Turn your left toes out to the left. Come down to your hands, forearms, or any variations that you take in this pose. Arm balances, full binding. I want you to do you. Good time always for water. And then just take your moments here. Observe. Come back to center when you can, bringing both hands down. Left hand outside left leg. Tuck the right toes underneath you. Step the left leg in the air, three-legged. Bend your left knee enough that you might see it over your right shoulder. Maybe flip your dog here. Lift your hips up in the air. Push your hips away from the floor. Lift your heart up. Exhale, rewind. Left leg in the air. Left knee to chest. Come forward, high plank. Step back to plank. Vinyasa, up and down dogs. Hips up in the air. Right leg in the air. Right leg steps through. Lower left knee to the floor. Settle in here first. Just check out your alignment. Knee over the ankle. Make sure you're not on top of your left kneecap, your patella. And then begin to straighten your front leg and fold over your shin. Pull that right hip back, left hip forward. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. Hang in here, guys. Relax the shoulders. Don't create more stress for yourself. We have plenty of stress to do that for us without yoga doing it. Bend your front knee on the inhale. Left foot turns to the right. Right arm comes inside. Left arm opens up. Reach in two directions. Left hand behind you. Right arm maybe goes underneath. If you find that when you bind, that top shoulder comes down, then maybe you're not ready for the bind full and just release the bottom arm. Work on the rotation. Work on getting your shoulder and chest open and available. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. When you release your hands gently, take them inside of the right leg. Turn your left foot forward. Turn your right toes out to the side. Breathe. Any variations, whatever you did on the other side, may or may not work on this side. Breathe. So listen to your body. If it says open up your hip today, open up your hip. If it says hug your hip inside, hug your hip inside. Oh, I want an arm balance. Go for it. One more breath. Hands come back to the floor. Turn yourself forward. Tuck your left toes underneath you. Left knee lifts. Right leg in the air, three-legged. Open up. Hip stacks on top of hip. Make some movements. Follow your left or your right foot over to your left side. And maybe you flip your dog. Maybe you just stay in the open position. Breathe. If you have a back bend here, go for it. Or a wheel, I should say. Reverse, return, right leg in the air. Right knee to your chest, come forward, high plank. Step back, high plank, and vinyasa. Upward and downward facing dogs. Chest towards your thighs. Bring your knees to the mat. Sit on your heels. Release your arms by your side, palms face up. Drape your shoulders over your thighs. Just take a soft few moments to release. Reach your arms out in front of you. Take it onto your fingertips. Inhale, come to your toes. Sit back on your heels. Lift your knees up. Good. Come to your fingertips, sitting up into a low squat. If this is not good for you, put your heels on the floor and come into a soft forward fold. All right, we're not going to be here that long. Bring your hands to your heart center. Just kind of compose yourselves here. Drop your heels and come into a low squat chair. Keep the chair pose. Bring the arms up over your shoulders or towards your sky. Fade biceps by ears. Rise all the way up. Arch back. Take your right arm under your left once or twice. Bind it. Everything moves to the middle of your body. Rebend the knees. Lift your right heel. Float that right foot off the floor. Cross it over once or twice or keep it down on the floor. And then tuck your hips square. Elbows in line with knees. Everything is square. Breathe. If it's too much to double bind, don't even worry about it. Don't think twice about it. Just work on the form. Work on getting everything into your midline here. One more breath. Good. Now come up and release the right leg. Extend it forward, balance. Step on it. Warrior 3 with your eagle arms. Breathe. Extend that left leg behind you. Now step feet together. Release the arms up overhead. Separate your feet and fold over in half. Take your peace fingers around your big toes, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, elbows out to side, head to shins. Halfway lift. Release your hands in ragdoll, all the way back up to standing. Shoulders roll together. Bring your feet together, bring your hands together. Bend back into that chair pose. Sit your weight back in your heels. So just practice on being away from your knee pressure. And then release the arms up, shoulders, ears, biceps by ears. Press down, lift your heart. Left arm under right once or twice. Arms up. Elbows right in the midline of your body. Bend your knees again. Lift that left heel up. Lift the left foot up if you can. Wrap it once or twice. Bring it back to center. So you might want to put your foot on the floor or even on a block is nice. And then square your shoulders and hips. I'm going to keep my foot on the floor on this side. So keep yourself as centered as you can. And see how low you can go without losing your composure, your breath, or your pose. And start to rise up, release left leg, kick it out in front of you. Step forward on it, right leg behind you. Warrior 3 with eagle arms, reaching in 2 different directions. Breathe in, breathe out. One more big breath, gang. Inhale, feet together. Release your arms all the way up. Separate your feet, fold over your legs. Hang your head, sway a little side to side. Lift up your toes and slide your hands underneath. Wrap your big toe around your wrist, look halfway up. Exhale, fold, elbows out to the side, head to shins. Halfway lift, inhale. Final little tug. Release your hands from your feet, exhale, fold. Ragdoll to stand. Roll the shoulders back and around. Step forward, thank you. Right there is fine. Signature, knock on the door. Arms up. My pool equipment, I think, is here. Arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hang your head. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right knee to the floor, right underneath your hips. Exhale, left knee behind it. Spread your feet. Feel free. Georgia, if this doesn't work for you, just sit in a comfortable seat. Take your block if you need to. It'll lift your hips up higher as we stack right knee over left knee. Thank you. Gonna go for a swim with my new pool toys. All right, thumb inside of your instep. Give yourself the foot massage that we so long for right now while we're socially distancing. I want it so badly. All right, so I have to give it to myself. Bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, take your hands to prayer. Stay upright, it's fine. Lean a little forward if you want. Rotate to the right, left elbow outside right thigh. And press your palms together. Try not to lift that right hip up while you're doing this, so keep pressing that right hip down. But keep lifting your belly off your thigh also. One more breath. Come back to center. Bring the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor. If you're sitting on something, move it. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up. Funky dog. Now, ideally our right leg is in front of our left. Release your left leg, bring it forward to plank. Cross it over your right leg. Take your right knee to chest plank. Cross it over your left leg. Take your left knee to chest. Lower it to the floor, right knee behind you. Take your block, if you're sitting on a block, or sit in any comfortable seat. Comfortable seat could be with your legs extended out in front of you. It's all good. Do your little foot massage. And then take the arms all the way up overhead. Bring your hands to your heart. You can stay right where you are, or you can lean slightly forward, rotate, and hook right arm outside left thigh. Keep that left hip down. So even I have to remind myself, don't lift up, breathe. Twisting deeper, deeper, deeper. Rise up to center, inhale. Arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Lift up off of your block or floor. Tuck your toes, funky downward dog. Left leg is crossed in front of right. Right knee to chest, come forward. Cross it over. Left knee to chest, cross it over. One more time. Right knee in. Right knee to floor, left knee underneath, or next to it, excuse me. Sit back in child's pose, arms by your side. And roll to sit up on your heels. Good. Shift your legs out to the side. I'm going to change the positioning of my mat. You stay right where you are. It's fine. All right, come back down to the floor. Well, you were on the floor, I think. So I want you to sit forward towards the front third of your mat and rock yourself from side to side. And this is a yin pose, so rather than try to bring your heels to your groin, just let go. And in fact, if you have a block, you can place it in between your legs for your head to rest on. If not, just let your neck be soft. So I want you to take your arms underneath your calves, wrap them around your feet, or maybe you can bind your hands, but no force. So if it's really uncomfortable, then back off of it. And then just let your body hang. Let your belly soften to your spine, let everything go. So the reason I put a block under the head is so that there's no tension in my neck. Slowly release yourself, come back up. Bring your knees together. Windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Come back to the center. Walk yourself so that you just know that you're going to be on your back, on your mat when you get to the floor. Lift your chest up nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe release your arms without collapsing, right? So sit up nice and tall. Chin to your chest. Pull the belly into the spine. Round your spine. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. Inhale. Reach arms out to the side. Lift your chest up. Exhale. Round. Scoop it out. Halfway down. Maybe not even halfway down. Inhale. Open up. Roll over those sitting bones. Exhale, chin to chest, round and curl. Let's go down to the floor. Take your time. Take it one vertebrae at a time. Slow it down. When you get to the floor, adjust it so your feet are closer to your hands and your hands can just kind of graze the feet. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now tilt your pelvis. I'm going to give you a different view of me. Tilt your pelvis so that your pubic bone points up, but your back is on the floor, and all you're going to do is squeeze the bottom part of your body. Okay? So just squeeze nice and strong. And then let it go. Notice how much work you had there. Tilt your pelvis, keep your back down, squeeze the bottom part of your body off the floor, but your back is totally imprinted here. Belly to spine, ribs towards hips. Now release your arms right up over your shoulders. Squeeze it. Maybe you have a ball or a block you want to put in between your arms. That's great. And then begin to peel the rest of your spine up. So it's as if you're holding a ball or a plate or a weight over your hips. Hips come up in the air. You're pressing down into your shoulders. And then articulate your spine down, let the arms come with you. Turn your knees and toes and pigeon and maybe windshield wiper again, a little bit side to side. Actually, let's keep our knees together, toes are slightly pigeoned. Tilt your pelvis, squeeze your butt right off the floor. And then peel it off the floor. Knees are together, arms come up again. Keep pushing more into your shoulders to lift your hips up, feet down. And then keep your hips up and open up your knees. Option to take your hands to your shoulders and come into a full wheel. Or stay in your bridge or any other variations. You can put a block underneath your back and stay supported, or your hands underneath your back to stay supported. One more breath. Articulate your spine down, head down, upper, mid, lower, back down. Let's take the knees to the chest. Rock on your spine, side to side. Open up your arms to the right. Cross your right leg over your left once or twice. Hips left, knees fall to the right. Look to your left. Uncross the legs. Come back onto your back. Hug your knees to your chest, round and curl. Head down, right leg over left, once or twice. Hips move right, knees fall left. Uncross your legs. And then come back to center. Knees come up to the chest. Round and curl. Lower your feet to the floor. Stretch your arms all the way back over your head. Stretch your legs all the way out in front of you. Reach the right side of your body long. Reach the left side of your body long. Reach both sides of your body long. Now flex your feet really strong. Pull your knees up. Just relax. So I want you to tuck your tailbone down, imprint your spine here so that you don't have this giant arch here. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Now reach your arms up shoulder height, palms face each other again. And then bring your arms down about halfway, lift your head and shoulders up. Keep your chin tucked. If you need to, I want you to hold your thighs and roll all the way up through your spine without shooting it all through. And then lean forward, reach as far as you can, and grab onto your toes, Paschimottanasana. Inhale. And exhale. Relax your shoulders, chest towards thighs. Keep pulling your toes up towards your face. Keep pulling your heart towards your toes. Inhale. And exhale. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale, rise up. Release your hands, no movement. Chin to chest, exhale. Take it down slowly, slowly, slowly. One more time, hug the knees up to your chest. One more time, soles of the feet together, arms and legs open. So this may be closer than the one we did sitting up, but no stress. Right hand on your heart, left hand on your abdomen. Inhale. Fill up the space between your body and your hand. So you have to really distend your abdomen, really thoughtfully press your heart to your hands. And then when you are ready, stretch your legs out in front of you. Once again, take your arms over your head. Get a full body stretch as long and as deep as you can. And then I want you to tighten your fingers and squeeze into a fist, lift your arms off the floor. Squeeze all the muscles in the arms. And then squeeze your abdomen, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your thighs, maybe lift your feet off the floor and scrunch in your toes. And make a big scrunchy face with your face, just tense up all the muscles. And take a huge breath in. And as you exhale, let it all go to the floor. Let your body surrender into the mat. Find yourself in your final Shavasana. Take this wonderful opportunity to completely let go. Start to deepen your breath. Start to make fingers and toes move. And if you are able to stay longer in your Shavasana, please stay there. Bring your hands together at your heart center as you make your way to a seated, comfortable position. Om Shanti, 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 Om peace, peace, peace. And now as we all bow down and honor each other, the beauty, the light, the peace within each one of us, we share Namaste, Satnam, go in peace. So thank you guys for being here this morning. Stay home, stay fit, stay healthy.